Tammy!
Don't leave me!
Tammy!
Mother!
When I put on anime, the first action is to switch on the original Japanese audio and English subtitles. I don't even think about it. But is the dreadful reputation of anime dubbing still warranted?
Good morning, Jay. Good morning.
Or is it a myth that finally needs busting? Bad lip sync, overacting, cheesy dialogue and flat mix.
Get lost. You wouldn't recognize a goddamn vampire if one jumped up and bit you on the end of your fucking dick.
Are arguments why, in view of many fans, anime dubs are terrible. Now, my focus will be on English with some Polish examples, as these are the two main languages I can speak, so let me know if other dubs suffer from the same problems. One of the biggest mistakes that dubs often make is word-for-word translation. Now, I started my career in movie dubbing, and believe me, it's not as easy as just like copy-paste. And the reason being the sentence structure.
Level 1. So in Japanese, you only need one word to make a complete sentence.
So Japanese or even Polish languages have different structures from English, and trying to match every word in a dub results in a clunky and awkward dialogue.
It's no use. Stop the car. Let's give up to him.
Don't be chicken.
Listen, I'm a chicken vice president.
I know that.
It's not as easy as just translation. Dialogue requires localization, which means adapting idioms, working on pacing and phrasing, so it sounds fluent and right to the native speakers.
Speed, I do not think you should be in this race. Haha, the Mach 5 is not ready. Haha.
But Pops, I must be in this race. Ha
Very well. But you know I am not really your father. Haha.
Oh!
But that's just one side of the coin. The other, often overlooked in a past element, is the actual voice performance. As we can read from Anime News Network, dubbing is a low-budget and low-prestige work. Because the pay is so low, the studios use inexperienced actors or even like in-house staff to dub this series. Now, this happened on Neon Genesis Evangelion, first released in the US in the late 90s on VHS, dubbed by ADV Films, who cast their own audio crew and some like local theater actors.
Congratulations! 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 Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Polish overdub is even better.
Gratuluję. 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 Gratuluję.
Gratuluję. Mark Handler, who was a writer and translator on Cowboy Bebop, said it best, quote, "I think it's hard for people to sort of go back and realize how things were back at the time. Anime was very marginal. Nobody took it seriously in any way, shape or form. It was just the shows with the people with the big funny eyes."
ウォッカはあるが、あいにくトマトジュースを切らしててね。奥に一缶くらいあるんじゃないか。見てみよう。
I've got the vodka, but I'm afraid I'm fresh out of tomato juice.
I'm sure there's one can in the back room.
I'll check.
Fans on Reddit point out that 1996 Garzy's Wing is now infamous for its rubbish English voice acting and translation.
That was sure close!
Oh, I don't need your help.
How insulting!
You are the holy warrior. Why is it that you don't fight like one?
Now, we can hear some improvement in the most recent dubs, but the main fault, at least to my ears, is a flat mix that stands out too much.
Okay, go! Spirit gods! Which creature is the council president barely weaker than?
Another often pointed out reason is that Japanese anime voice actors, known as seiyuu, use exaggerated performances, overacted emotions and reactions.
いきなり何すんだよ。
なんだお前。
俺はモンキー D ルフィ。よろしく。
And when dubbing, actors try to mimic that, and it sounds cringeworthy and corny.
What is wrong with you two?
Who are you?
Me? Oh, my name's Monkey D. Luffy. Hi.
And, I don't want to just criticize the English. Other dubs also sound awkward when trying to mimic the Japanese hyper voices.
C'est pas possible. J'appartiens à l'élite des guerriers Saiyans. Je refuse de perdre mon combat contre un guerrier de rang inférieur.
O quê? O Son Goku ainda não te conseguiu vencer? Espera que eu já o faço. Agora vou tratar de ti.
It's not always that bad, but in my view, the original almost always beats the dub.
Por amor.
It's not just translation and performance though. Sometimes bad dubbing happens because of cultural differences that affect the storyline, confusing the fans. So Ghost Stories is like Japanese Goosebumps. Every episode there is a supernatural story based on urban legends, myths and folklore.
I know now that it could never work between us. As much as we wanted to, it could never be. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Now apparently, when Ghost Stories was dubbed in 2004, actors were improvising the lines, loosely following the plot, but making up the dialogue.
Oh, perfect. It's in Japanese. Jing Chao Nong Ding Tao. Wait, that's Chinese. Luckily, I can read barricade.
Thus creating one of the funniest anime dubs in the process.
Hey, put the donuts down! Drop the Krispy Kreme Serpico! We need your help
You see,
here!
my house look like my father and my brother after 9 months or something.
Yeah, boogity-diggity-diggity-diggity-diggity-diggity-diggity!
Another notoriously bad dub was the One Piece for Kids, which left out storylines, changed character behaviors like Sanji's cigs to lollipops, and even names.
Solo! What's all that noise?
Sanji's lollipop. I want to find out what he's always slurping on.
Sanji's not gonna like that!
A Reddit post points out that in the original Sailor Moon, there was a lesbian couple, Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, but this was left out in a dub, changing them to cousins instead. Now the problem was that they kept the same flirting scenes, which made for some awkward viewing.
Oh, look! Here come Amara and Michelle. Oh, great. Why do you think they've entered the contest? They're girls and cousins too.
Now I never watched Bleach, but apparently there were also some creative choices with weapon naming in the dub. So, for example, in the lore, Zanpakuto is a tool, a weapon and a sentient being, with cool names. But as we learned from the fans on Reddit, they dubbed everything besides the weapon names.
This ugly little sucker! Hazashini! Hosokemaru! Fujikujaku!
However, in the show, languages are part of power systems. So Zanpakuto are Japanese, Fullbrink are English, Quincy techniques are mostly German, and Aranka are Spanish. So like I said, I haven't watched the show, I don't know the details, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that in that case, it was a good thing to leave them as they are in the original. A noticeable element of bad dubbing is lip sync that doesn't match. Syncing other languages to the original character is always challenging, as translations can be longer or shorter.
There, you see, Al? She's not scared. She likes you, right?
In subpar adaptations, it's easy to notice how they try to either fit too many words or stretch it too much.
I'll pound the living shit out of you, you dumbass freaky tourist.
Solution? Well, if a character doesn't move lips at all, there is no problem. Now, to be fair, even the original sometimes doesn't fit the animation. Nowadays, it's a little bit easier as we can stretch or speed up the audio, and who knows, maybe the AI lip syncing tools will also enter the anime world, or the actors can just talk really fast.
If there's ever trouble, I'll always try to help, but we know Dad's our best shot at keeping us safe, and if he can get stronger, that's better.
One reason why anime dubs get criticized so much is that because we, the viewers, don't actually understand the original Japanese, so we can't tell if a line is corny or over the top. We focus on the animation, the subtitles, the story, and just raw performance, you know, the tone, the rhythm, the screams. It sounds cool to our ears, so we are more forgiving. And like I mentioned before, some phrases or jokes just don't work when translated word for word, like Naruto's catchphrase Databayo. They first did it as believe it, then you know, but it just doesn't hit as hard.
Believe it! Believe it! Believe it! So believe it! Then believe it!
Now, some say that Japanese voice actors are just too good.
余計なお世話だって言ってんだ！いい加減にしろよ！勝手に飛び込んできて、勝手に怪我して！
But because casual fans, we don't know the language, right? So we can't actually tell if they are bad or that good. We are judging them through a totally different lens.
そんなに強かったのか！
青春はこっちですよ！
I don't want to end on a sour note, and as I said before, the dubs are getting better. Some of the most recent ones praised by the fans were Steins Gate.
This is what I want. Going back won't change that.
God damn it!
Which not only stayed true to the original, but also actually adapted the dialogues so they work in English. The actors gave a great performance because they felt comfortable with the pacing. I watched it in the original though. Chainsaw Man is another praised dub.
People who don't knuckle down and wise up to this job die. Every associate I've met that got into devil hunting for the paycheck is pushing up daisies now. And that's not an exaggeration.
Balancing the energy, chaotic tone and making the dub feel natural and one that sounds good. And on Reddit we can read fans were pleasantly surprised by Re:Zero dub.
Don't get cocky with that snide grin and unassuming attitude, woman!
Good translation, performance and mix came together and watching the series just feels right and immersive. In recent years, anime has truly become mainstream in the West. Companies like Funimation or Crunchyroll know they have to deliver for the fans. And it's great, because it gives people options. Some fans, like myself, will always stick to the original, as I don't mind the subs, but for people who want to watch it in the original native language, it is finally starting to feel like they aren't losing anything.
So what's your angle? Spill it.
What, my angle?
What do you want? You're mussing up my work.
Work, huh? If I'd known any better, I'd say you were a pig socket.
Look, when I was a young dweeb teen, there was no way of even thinking of dubs. We had this shitty voice-over narration in Polish that just ruined it all.
Kanedo, twój motor.
What about my bike?
Co się dzieje? Patrz.
Down there! What? Tatsuo?
So whatever it was, Akira, Vampire Hunter D, Hellsing, Ghost in the Shell, we watched a bootlegged copy with subtitles. And that habit stayed with me. Watching in original, not bootlegging. I can pay for them now. Right now, kids can watch the shows in Polish if they want, and it's getting better. It's cool to have that option.
Spróbuję odwrócić ich uwagę. Lepiej nie ruszaj się stąd przez pewien czas.
Dobrze.
Zuch, dziewczyna.
Why does the dub get such a bad rep? It must be a mixture of things. The anime industry is much more developed and prestigious in Japan, while, at least originally, dubs were a low-pay, overlooked job everywhere else.
そんなもん何度でも巻いてやるこれからもずっと俺が何度でも
Then we have lip syncing, uneven translation, cringe performances, and our understanding of the language, which makes us judge the dubs harshly. And of course, we have a direct comparison. We know how the original sounds, so a bad dubbing hurts even more. However, appreciating the work, paying people properly, and nourishing talent is always the way to go if we want to have anime dubs that can proudly stand on their own legs. So maybe someone should tell that to the studios. Thanks for watching.
Oh, you bit me. Oh, you bit my toe. Oh, my poor toe, that's not fair. I didn't try and hurt you, you know, did I?